What is up, guys? PieMuffin here, and we are back with our Tales of the Rays video. I have not forgotten about Tales of the Rays. I know it's been a little bit since I made a video on it, pretty much since the preview dropped, 4 or 5 days ago. But, all the Christoria stuff that's kind of been going around and all that stuff, been pretty busy. But I am going to go over the producer's letter for this month, even though there's really not that much to it. We're not going to go over this first part, because all it really is it just talks about the increase of interest in Spirit Gears from last March to this March. Pretty much when they added Spirit Gears, I believe. I think that's when they first added it, roughly. So, they say when it compared Spirit Gears seems to be improved. However, there's more improvements to be made, blah, 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 blah. For version 3.9, which will probably drop with either the story chapter or the Spirit Gear event later this month, we're going to be getting a Destiny, Tales of Destiny Unison Attack mode. The co-op mode they tested out before. Before it was Ray's characters in Tales of Link. This time it's going to be Tales of Destiny. They're not specifying whether it's Destiny or Destiny 2. Like, is it going to be both, or is it literally just going to be Destiny? Probably just Destiny, because there's enough characters now where you can make that work, but sadly, I only really have 2 Destiny characters with Mirrorjar, so those will probably be the 2 that I actually use, always, so it'll just be Stan and Leon. And then they also talk about here how you'll be able to trade badges with friends and stuff, the little pictures you can obtain for throwing up during battle. And then they also mentioned they're going to start putting NPCs in the room. They're starting with Claire from Tales of Rebirth. And then they're also mentioned to, in addition to being put in the room, she'll be available to use in Whis. Tales of Wysteria, the card game, if you haven't played it yet. So that's cool there. That's really, it looks like there's no new, game-changing stuff that they're adding just yet. Still waiting for that all-enhanced thing where you can take an art and enhance it from 1 to 5 or 1 to 6 almost immediately, but we'll see. Right now, actually, just started about an hour ago, is the Tales of Innocence R event, with Ricardo and QQ. I actually just finished it myself. All I've got left to do is, spend the rest of my stamina on farming. By the way, this event is slated to end on the 20th, so we literally have, a week and 2 days for this event. It's very, very short. And we'll talk about what that means here in a little bit. We have Ricardo and QQ that join, so that's 2 AP orbs, which I will very gladly take. They say this time the event's got a different taste to it, which is kind of ironic because the 2 items for currency are coffee and pancakes. So it's kind of funny they say taste. It'll be interesting to see the combos of the Isekai gang in the town known as the Modern Bifrost. So there is that. And then we're going to have Fairy's Requiem Chapter 15 with Johnny. Crazy word, Chapter 15. I feel like there's only got to be, one more chapter. Because I think this is as far as we've ever gotten. I think Chapter 15 of Fairy's Requiem was Flynn's chapter. And then I think we were, 15, 16 chapters in the first arc. So it's got to be wrapping up probably next month. It's been much too long since we've picked up Johnny, and he's even shown up in scenarios a lot, but he's finally joining the battle. And we'd like to tell you all, but Miracle Voice will be included in his Mirrorjar. So I'm guessing that's what this text means. The reason is simply because the camera fails to cooperate when trying it in a 3D setting. Of course, he will still have his other sound attacks in his art pool since he's the only instrument user in the series. We tried our best to make him a fun character to play. Look forward to him. So that's really cool there. Spirit Gear, the 7th Spirit Gear set with Lloyd, Colette, and Kohaku in late May. This time, it's these 3. Lloyd's spirit is Gnome, which was probably attracted to him because I don't know why whoever translated this wrote Dyke when it's Dirk, but whatever, either way. Maybe that's had the literal translation for it. So Lloyd's father who raised him, his adoptive father. So it does make sense, and that also makes sense why it looks like he's standing on a giant hammer. So that makes sense there. And I know a lot of you commented on, I was just going initial impressions. I didn't think about it in that moment. And then obviously those who saw, I actually did put that in the title. Colette and Asuka was from the image of using her light-based arts, so that's pretty simple. And Kohaku's is Ifrit, as can be imagined. She's wearing something like a unique biker suit, but I think as most can imagine, it comes from the influence of a certain somebody. It's pretty obvious who. So what we have for May is one scenario, one seasonal event, one Spirit Gear event, a normal rerun, and a different special rerun planned. With this layout, you can probably guess what the more info coming for the month is. Also, we're planning on adding in one more panel comics at the end of the month. So we're going to have a regular rerun, which will probably be around like the 15th or 16th. And then the special rerun they're referring to has already been shown in the news. It's it's like the second Idol collab they did last year with the two, I think it was the Idol collab with the two other characters. So that's going to be rerunning. We don't know what we're going to get, if we're going to get a third character, or maybe a character will get another collab Mirage art, but that's what we should expect there. So more content to go with that. So there's that. And there's really, I mean, they say different special, so it looks like they have something special planned for everything. So it'll be interesting to see what they do there. So I would say the regular rerun will probably start here in like 5 or 6 days, and then that collab rerun will probably start on the 20th when the Innocence event goes away, and that'll probably go up until the Spirit Gear event. Lastly, we would like to inform that the Raise devs are also somewhat receiving impact from the coronavirus issues. In order to meet your expectations, we are working on schedule as much as possible. However, due to not being able to make new recordings, characters from mid-April onwards will have some OG game voices or Raise backup voices used, i.e. Kongwei and Lloyd. So Kongwei's new Mirage art and Lloyd's Spirit Gear will probably have old voices, so you won't hear what they actually say or what they're supposed to be saying right away, because they obviously couldn't get the voice actors to come in and record. Once things settle down, we can record again. We'd like to add in the proper new voices. Details will be announced in game announcements, blah, 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 blah. So Kongwei, if you got his new Mirage art tonight, you'd probably notice that he doesn't have like a special line for it. And then when we get Lloyd's thing on the 30th, 31st, whenever that drops, we'll probably notice it in there too. But other than that, that's pretty much everything here. There's not really too much going on this month. In terms of, and I'm sure coronavirus is somewhat to blame for this. You know, maybe there's more updates they wanted to do, but they just aren't able to do it. But on the bright side, at least we are getting our usual 3 things. We're getting our 2 events in our story chapter, plus they are rerunning these collabs, are rerunning this collab and then whatever the other rerun's gonna be. So we do have plenty of content this month, which is definitely good to see. But yeah, I won't be making any kind of video on the Innocence event, just because I'm not going to be doing any summons or anything like that. But I will definitely, we'll be back. We'll live stream the story chapter this month as usual. I'll have videos out when these collabs, since we are going to have a collab one, that obviously means we're going to get a free multi, so I'll at least make a video, breaking down the banner as well. And then, of course, I'll have a video for the Spirit Gear banner, because I'll be summoning a lot on that banner. But let me know what you guys think down below. If you did summon on this Innocence event, let me know if you guys got lucky at all. Even if I was being completely unbiased and, for gameplay reasons, we just had a Brown event. So there would have been no reason for me to summon on 2 Brown events back-to-back. I think it's kind of silly they did 2 back. They should have done Spirit Gear first. Despite all the issues with Lloyd's Spirit Gear not having the correct voices or whatever, I feel like they should have done Spirit Gears first, just because it's like, you don't need to do 2 Brown events in a row. Why are people going to need to summon? But, yeah, that's pretty much it. So, we'll be back on the 31st, we'll be back on the 25th for the story chapter for a live stream. And then we'll be back for a, whatever the collab stuff is, we'll go over that. And then we will be back for some summons for the Lloyd and Colette Spirit Gear, which I do want. I want their 5 stars more than I care about their Spirit Gears, because their Spirit Gears I can farm up over time. But the real goal here is to get, but it's more than Colette, because Colette I've already got at least 1 5-star. I want to get both of Lloyd's 5 stars, at least with a couple dupes in it. You know, maybe get them to like 70 each, and start replacing some of his old stuff. But we'll see. That's going to be it, guys. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more if you're new to the channel. I will see you all next time. Have a wonderful day, everyone.